You want to see something?
Yes.
All right, just keep looking at the screen.
You're all red. You're green. Now you're blue. Oh, now you're really blue. What is this?
They're those smart bulbs.
Oh, cool.
So
now
I
have the coolest place.
I can make my apartment any color, but I like making it bright red because I think of the people across the way who stare through my window at a red light, a glowing red light from an
Maybe
apartment.
they think you have a photography development studio apartment.
You can change it to whatever color you want.
Any color? Any hue? Make it my favorite color.
I don't know what
that like tealy.
It's like around here.
Yeah. Oh, it's nice.
This is.
I bought some yarn that color today just because I couldn't help myself.
Let's see. Your favorite color is 1C7B86.
Yeah. Can you put that in there?
The hex code?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I can, which is a shame.
Oh, that would be cool.
1C7B86. 1C7B86. No, I'm just trying to look it up to get the
right hue.
All right, so this is a little too blue. I know this is amazing for people listening.
Yeah, it's too blue.
People listening, having to listen to us talk about colors. So it's kind of greenish. It's like maybe around here.
Yeah. That's a little too green. Oh, it's too blue. Somewhere in there. Yeah, somewhere in between there. Oh, that's nice. I like that.
Okay, this is what we'll go with.
All right. But you know what? It kind of just looks like, if I didn't know any better, it looks just like a picture of a background. Like it's not really your background and that it has like a white light. Here, I'll take a picture. Ooh. That ooh sound was me taking a picture.
How's this?
Oh, I love that. That's nice for your skin.
With this purple. It's a purple glow.
Uh-huh.
Greg plays around with smart bulbs. That's what the whole show should be.
Look at this one. Wow.
We'll do red.
All right, so we'll put up a poll and we'll ask people what what your background should be. Which background do you comment below?
Yeah,
Tell
this
us
is
which background you like.
I pretend that I'm Seinfeld. I'm a poor man Seinfeld. I'm the cheapest, poorest man Seinfeld there is. I'm made in China with lead paint and really cheap plastic that melts at room temperature.
What's your favorite apple?
That's the cheap version of the Seinfeld I am, and I do it. And I put up polls on Facebook, and people interact as though if I'm the most hilarious person in the world, but I'm not. I'm a real hack. I'm a loser.
People love to interact. I think that's what you learn from that.
I'm Harry Seinfeld.
Welcome to One Topic, where we stick to one topic. My name is Autumn Fisher.
My name is Greg Russ, and we are on a week where we do not actually have a topic. We were coming into today's show with a topic. Well, I actually don't know what the topic would have been, but
yes, you do.
No, I don't understand what the topic was going to be. There was a misunderstanding, and even with the understanding that I had of what the topic was going to be, I still wouldn't have known what to call the show. I was thinking leading up to the show, what am I going to call this show? Because it's your week, Autumn.
Yeah. And I texted you, the topic would be being problematic.
Well, you said being toxic, but I don't know. Or being
because I accidentally said toxic, but I meant problematic.
Or being problematic, I think is what I said. And then I said, what were you thinking when you said that? And you said, I think people's real opinions can veer into the problematic. And I said, did you have a specific conversation with someone? This is a text message reading. This is how we're starting out the show. And you said, yes, a couple of conversations along with one of your friends and her husband. Then there's what people say and what they do that are sometimes at odds. And I said, oh, think about what? And you said, oh, COVID stuff. But then we can get into other things people, including ourselves, think. And then I said, we can do that. I'm just trying to better understand what you're thinking so I can form my own thoughts and opinions and so you know what you want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said, yeah, can you think of times when you've heard someone say something that you kind of agree with but then politically disagree with? And I said, politically, oh boy, maybe, let me think some. And then you said, okay. And then...
Great. That sounds totally like a reasonable two people who understand each other. You gave me the impression like I'm going to go away and think about this because this makes sense. And then I walked away thinking, great, he understood the concept. He's going to go think about it.
Well, so then I thought about it and I thought that you meant maybe sometimes you're talking to people and they start throwing things out there and you think, uh-oh, I don't agree with this. And then what you do with that information, how you act with them in the conversation at that point, how you then present yourself in contrast to what you really feel. And afterwards, what you do with that feeling, how you process it, what you think of that person, especially if that person was your friend. And then, though, before the show, you said something like, I said, okay, so the topic is what I just presented. And then you said...
I said, yeah, haven't you ever had a conversation with someone where you are kind of, you're agreeing with them, but then politically you disagree? And you went, no. No.
This is what you said.
It was like an impression of you. No.
This is what you said. It doesn't sound anything like me. Impressions are for poor comedians anyway. As you know, my feelings on that. You said... Have you ever had a conversation with a person you disagreed on paper, but then they started talking and you started agreeing with them? And I said, what? This is totally different.
No.
This is totally...
what you said. This is what you said. You said, no.
Well, in my brain, I said, this is totally different.
And I felt like, okay. You are not here to play. And then you started saying like, well, I can't do the show if it's going to not be structured enough. And then in the middle of it, I'm going to get all weirded out. And then it's like, okay, then it's all on me. I can't get you to understand the concept of the show. And then it's all on me to make sure it's just right so that it doesn't like fuck you up. And that's where I started. That's when I started spiraling.
And then you didn't want to do the show.
Into a pit.
And then you said, let's not do this show. Let's skip a week.
Yes.
We're 2 years in and it's unraveling. Hey, look, if we have a 2-year run, then that's great. Some people don't even live 2 years, especially if it's, before 1860, I feel.
Yeah, maybe our show is pre-industrial.
It's why people had 10 kids because they knew 7 of them would die.
Yeah.
And then people carried on that tradition. And they all lived, and then we had overpopulation, which is a topic that we will explore in 2021 if we continue to do the show. Overpopulation and why you should not have more kids than there are of you. So 2. If
Two's the limit.
If you have 3, you're selfish. If you have 4, you're selfish. You have 5, you're a monster. If you have 6, you're a glutton for punishment. Actually, if you have any. But
then you're just nuts after that.
Well, you're just nuts to have any, I think. I go back and forth on it. Anyway. So then you said, I have no topic. We're not doing the show. And then I said, we have to do a show. We have to record something. And then you said, no, I'm not doing it. And then I started recording and I said, we're going to capture these real feelings and these real emotions because that's what this show has actually always been about. The show is called One Topic. It's about a topic, sure, in each episode. But in reality, the show has been about our dynamic and us.
Yeah.
And that's what people liked. And, when we first started doing the show, we were very connected. We've known each other a long time. We're close. They say, I love this. And then, as things go, some stress gets introduced into people's lives and relationships, and then it also is going to affect this show. This isn't just some show about fixing motorcycles where it's like, all right, let's just go out there and talk about what it takes to change the carburetor, to take off a fuel tank and sandblast the inside, which I guess maybe you probably shouldn't even do because you don't want any sand in the fuel tank because there's no way you could get all of that sand out of the fuel tank, which then means it would get into the fuel system. It would be a very bad thing.
Not ever. You could never get it out.
Every little grain of sand, you don't want any of that stuff and you're getting into your fuel system. But the point is, it's an emotional show. And we've had a few episodes over the past several months. One that was very cryptic.
Yeah.
Where you just didn't want to do the show. And I didn't feel much like doing the show either. And we did a show about how we didn't want to do the show. Which I'm sure people...
Is that the one where I cried?
Yes.
Okay.
As you are now, which is why I'm talking so much.
Thank you.
I'm not trying
I'm not just crying because he didn't understand my topic. Like, what kind of baby cries about that? That's not, But yeah, our show is about topics, but also our connection.
Yeah, and I hate you. That's what as it's turned out. I've grown to absolutely.
Good, I like the abuse. Thank you.
And then I've grown to absolutely hate you. And now we can't do this show anymore.
I hate you too.
I mean, there are things.
So maybe we should keep doing it.
If you really wanted to sting me, you would have said I'm apathetic towards you. I have zero feelings.
And I don't know you at all.
And then it would have been the plot of the Lego Batman movie. Which I think is a great
Which you
plot.
loved.
Yeah, I think it's amazing because that is the dynamic between Batman and the Joker. It's not... They're more similar than you would think.
Mm-hmm.
And, hate and love are both very strong feelings. Apathy, it's like, I don't even care. It's like, what? You don't care at all?
Yeah. Nothing? What if I hurt you? Nah. Oh.
Not a big deal. And then we had the other show. So there's one show where you cried. And then we had the other show where I completely shut down. The show on dicks.
The dicks episode. Again, another one of my topics.
Well, hold on.
Wow. There's a pattern. That's a pattern.
I was fine. I would still like to get back to dicks as a topic.
Me too.
But I wasn't in the right mindset during that show. Because again, people say, "Oh, get out there, do your job." Fine, we are doing our job. This is the job. If you want the job, we're still doing an episode, and we're keeping it real. But the truth is, look, I'm going to put it out there. You can reveal as much as you like, but there's things that have happened over the past, God knows what at this point, year and a half.
No, not a year and a half.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, probably year and a half.
Yeah, year and a half, and it's been quite the ride.
Yeah,
and there have been many emotions and feelings within that, and even at the top of the hill, with some of the things not being spoken of. I don't know. I don't know if the show has suffered. Maybe it has. Maybe it's suffered a bit. I was still feeling, I was very supportive and open. I shut down very easily, as people have probably figured out.
Yeah.
I have zero ability to push through. If I'm feeling closed off, it's done.
Yeah. I felt like if both of us were doing the lifting, not just for the topic, but just to get through this episode, then I think I could have done it. But then when you shut down and were like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why. I mean, it just made me feel like, okay, well.
Well, it made you feel like I wasn't on your side.
Yeah. And when I feel like when you are normally when you're shut down, that I'm like, okay, what can I do to help you through this?
Nothing.
What can I do to get us through this?
Nothing.
Well, and sometimes I'll sit with you and just do nothing. And I do that. But it felt like, I don't know, today it just felt different. Stop crying.
Yeah. How dare you? How dare you show emotion?
Yeah.
It's disgusting. Get out of. So to finish my thought from before, we're pretty open on the show, and then there were things for various reasons, and people are allowed to have their private lives that haven't been discussed, and maybe one day they will be. But they weren't being discussed. But because I was, feeling open, we carried through. People listening to the show, I don't know if they consciously pick up on things, or if it's subconscious. That's fine then. But then, as all relationships do, they have their arcs and their ups and their downs, and I'm not worried. The show's not really going to go anywhere. I don't feel that way, at least.
No, I don't think so either.
That we're going to stop doing the show, but it reflects. I think that if you went back and listened to the last several months of shows, it's funny that I shut down on the show about dicks, because I feel like I've been a dick on the show more so than normal. It probably reads that way. That, okay, something's going on. And again, I don't know if people pick up on this consciously or if it's subconsciously, but I think that the presentation of the show has entered somewhat of a rut on my end. And, it carried out.
Because the reason why we started the show was because we were so connected. And as that has, ebbed, then, it's difficult.
Well, on a show like the topic you wanted to do tonight, I was like, okay. I'd say, all right, you take the lead and I'll just fill in some blanks and I'll support you.
And I was ready for that. That's fine.
And tonight I said, I don't know. I know where it's going. If we get to a point, this is not a shot at you, Autumn. But if you're left to actually, you bring us in and out of the show. But if you're left to actually kind of steer the show, you like to freeform it a bit more. The show itself is freeform, I get, but you'll just jump around. Jump. Sometimes nonsensically.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes.
Nonsensical?
I try to weave at least some red thread through it. And whatever.
Oh,
I'm not.
maybe I need to how do I fix that? How do I practice that?
And just think about where you want to start and where you want to end with the show.
I know. I like just talking to you.
I think ultimately that's what happens. You just have to. It's not a highly structured show by any means. We just kind of do go where the conversation takes us.
Maybe that's what the problem is that there's a little bit sense of rejection to say like, well, if you don't have a structure, then I'm going to shut down. It's like, but I just want to talk to you, Well, and along with the pressure or whatever, but maybe that has something to do with it.
Well, I knew that I wasn't in the mindset. Normally, here's what normally happens. Here's the secret that I've never let you on. If you're doing that and I'm supporting you, it's like, all right, let Autumn do her thing. And then behind the scenes or very subtly, I'll kind of steer this into certain areas.
That's good. I need that. That's fine.
Yeah, but tonight I knew if you started doing that, I was in no place to actually steer anything. I was like, I'm just going to shut down. I'm going to shut this.
And so maybe I felt abandoned, It's going to be a repeat of dicks, although that's not why I shut down on dicks. I just was not in the mood. I was not there. That was supposed to be a fun show, and I was like, I'm not fun today. I'm rarely fun. That's not true. Well, I mean,
oh, I know.
maybe in some recent months, but you are fun.
I'm fun in my own way. I doubt that most people who know me would, if they were giving.
Oh yeah, like, oh, Greg's here. He's a blast.
I don't think most people would list fun on an adjective scroll.
Yeah, he's funny. I would say he's funny. He's really interesting, smart.
Yeah, all those things. Not fun.
Weird. weird in a fun, in an interesting way.
Just ask your kids. They would say those
Yeah.
same things, but they wouldn't say I'm fun. Hey, come play Frozen statues. Nah. I don't feel like doing that.
No.
I don't. Look, I'll sit
No.
here. I'll build something. I'll take some construction paper, fold it in a certain way. I'll draw something. I'll talk to you about things. Children.
Yeah, my kids are, active.
Here's a game we invented called Chicken Poop. You pretend that you're coming out of the chicken's butt, and then you're poop, but it's in the hot sun. And so you cook in the sun, but then the rain comes and washes you away. Nah, I don't really want to play that.
Oh, today I was doing the dishes and Pete came around the corner. He was like, Mom, pretend I'm a gorilla and you don't see me. Like, okay. And then he was like making noises and I looked at him. He's like, you don't see me.
Yeah, see, if that
And then he
happened,
made me be a snake.
if that happened, I'd
He's
say,
like, Mom, you're a snake.
there's no way I wouldn't see you. Gorillas are giant creatures. They're loud. They're not subtle. They're not stealthy.
Not fun. Greg's not fun.
They stink. So stench alone, I would know you were there. So sorry, Pete. I can't not see you because that's not what would really happen.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
so fun, not so fun.
Okay. Well, I've had fun with you. And I miss having fun with you.
It'll come back at some point
Okay.
as we move on through the years.
Good.
So anyway, I don't know. Now I just got in my own head thinking about this episode and how somebody listening is complaining about it
Yeah.
to themselves.
What are they complaining about?
And they just
That it's too vague?
Not even that's too vague. I don't look the last show where I did shut down. The person complained about my mental illness. They go, God
yeah.
forbid. Yeah, God forbid you put something real out there.
Yeah. And I think that, this is a real episode. Emotionally, it's real.
Even though you're not giving any details on anything. Still.
Yeah. Should I?
No, just save it.
Yeah. Yeah. I just feel like at this point, what am I hiding?
Well, I feel as though that'll be an episode in its own right.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you made it this far in the episode, you know.
Autumn and Greg.
If you know.
Autumn and Greg part 2. That's what. That's what. So you've dropped enough hints. People can figure this out on their own.
Yeah.
Whatever you think is maybe right, unless you're thinking something completely ridiculous.
Like my leg was amputated.
Yeah, like you were a gorilla.
And you don't see me. He makes me, sometimes he's an egg and I have to lay on top of him so he can hatch. There's all kinds of things you have to do.
My God.
Not have to. I think it's funny. And then he turns into, like, he was a bird, but then all of a sudden he's a puppy. It's, just things, you just go along, you just freestyling it. Maybe that's why I'm okay with it, because I just freestyle. It's non sequiturs. 1 minute I'm hatching a bird, and then the next minute he's a dog. Autumn style.
I still know how it doesn't tire you out to the point where you want to jump out a window.
It does. Hello?
I think that's why most.
I'm exhausted.
I think that's why
It's
most.
emotionally exhausting when they're older, and it's physically exhausting when they're younger.
I think it's why most parents say, I can appreciate your creativity. You have a good imagination there. You give a little pat on the head. Like, I'm not playing that game, though. Go find some friends.
Oh, I do that. Ellie wants me to play hide and seek with them. And I'm like, fuck off. I am not playing hide and seek.
Go find some friends.
Although Ellie is really good at hiding. I legit sometimes cannot find her.
There's only 6 places she can hide.
I know. And that's why I'm like, what the fuck? Where is she? For real. And then she's like, I don't know, somewhere really good. I just didn't see her. It's amazing. Anyway, yes.
Part
you
of the
hit
thing,
the nail on the head with parenting.
and part of the thing is you got to make the games not fun.
That's what I don't want to do.
Let them lose.
I don't want to do that.
Make them lose immediately, whatever the rules of the game are. And like, this isn't fun. I don't want to play this anymore.
Yeah, but I'd rather just say that I don't want to do that than tricking them. I don't feel like tricking them
That's
is
not
such
tricking.
a great idea. It is.
Playing a game properly so they lose right away is not tricking. There's no tricking.
No, but I do play games properly with her. She knows how to play Uno. I don't let her win.
How do we even get on this topic?
Because you talked about, I talked about non sequiturs with the kids.
No, fun.
Fun.
And, you're the element of fun with the show, not me. Nobody thinks that I'm listening to Greg for fun. They'd say, Autumn's fun. She's delightful. She's peppy.
Yeah.
She's bright, meaning glowing. Not so much in the brain. I'm bright in the brain.
Wow. I am bright. I'm not book smart, but I'm bright.
We are each called bright, but totally different meanings.
No. I don't reflect light more than you do. I'm also very bright in the head.
It's been almost 2 years we've been doing this show. I know I brought that up already, but I don't remember the first episode. 19th of January, something like that, 2019?
Yeah, something like, yeah.
I'm doing a quick look at the calendar, also looking at all the days that passed. Since then, many days. Here we are, 2021. Happy New Year. 2020's in the past. Things immediately changed. I know that was last week's topic. Go back and listen to me just bitch about things.
It was January 5th, 2019 is when we first posted episode 1.
Oh, so, okay. So this is pretty much their 2-year show.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
And it's all falling apart.
Well, this is where life moves you. And our show, like you were sort of lamenting about our show not being a certain way sometimes, like with our last show, you heard an NPR episode about jingles, and it was well researched and had facts and things in it that you thought, man, why don't we have a show like that? And I agree with you. It's like, yeah, maybe that would kind of be nice. But the reality is the show is about us, and when one of us or both of us are suffering, then it has an effect on the show.
Yeah, I need to have my amazing wit. I need to be quick and sharp.
And I have to be peppy and reflect light.
Else it devolves into a crappier show that I won't name the name of the host.
Mm-hmm.
But this host does have a full-time radio gig and is the worst goddamn show you could ever listen to in your life. Dull. It's the dullest. Like, you couldn't even cut a tomato with this show if it were a knife.
Wait, why are you bringing this up?
Well, I'm just because you're talking about our doing our show properly, and you bring up the NPR show. What I think is, so NPR, I heard a whole report on jingles and the science behind jingles, and I found it to be interesting. And I thought about our show on jingles, and ours was just more like, "Hey, listen to this. Remember this? How about this?" And that's fine because that is what our show is. But I think if it's going to be an open, personality-driven show, that I need to be a little sharper. And when I'm feeling closed off, it does suffer that way.
Yeah.
And then the point I was making after that was, though there is a person who has a full-time radio gig who's dull as all hell.
I see.
Dull as a rock. And okay, apparently, though, it's a great show, and the morons out there love it. Because which burner do you use on the stove? I am all front left burner guy. Yeah, okay.
Are you serious? Front left? That's crazy. I'm a top right.
All right, Harry Seinfeld. Sure. I watched a sitcom called Seinfeld, and it was just about everyday stuff. And I don't understand that it's actually deeper than that. It's not just about observations. It goes deeper than that and into psyche and neurosis and things like that. I'm just going to point out things and not go deep. Okay, but that whatever. So maybe if the show falls apart, we'll get a radio show. That's the point I'm making.
No, we'll never do that. We'll never dull ourselves. We can't do the show dull, you and I. We tried today and we couldn't do it.
Well, someone else.
We could have dulled ourselves down and just been like, let's just power through, not talk about, maybe where we are really.
Oh, like you wanted to do? Like you wanted to just skip it?
I'm saying that we could have made ourselves do it and not talk about where we are emotionally and mentally. And that would have been dull, but we couldn't do it. You and I could not do it. We kept saying like, fine, let's do it. If one of us was like, fine, okay, go. Like the other was saying, no, never mind. No, we can't just go.
If we
had to get to a place where we could be open enough to talk about where we were.
If we had done your topic and you started meandering, I would have been so combative with you.
And I was not in a place to be able to handle that.
Because I'm a dick.
I'm not always peppy.
Which can lead us back into dicks.
All right. Finally.
That was me blowing into a bottle. So anyway, I don't know. I don't know what this episode is. There is no topic.
That's okay.
Is the name of the episode. I would
like to talk about. I liked, if we were both in a different place mentally at the start of this episode, during the pre-show, and we're talking. I think if I had given you that scenario about like, have you ever talked to anybody and you've disagreed with them, but then you agree with them, blah, 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 and then you'd have said, no, but this, like what you said at the beginning of the episode of this, I think I would have been like, oh, okay, cool. We can make that into the stew that is this episode. But instead, all I got back from you was that no, and it felt totally abandoning, and it made me even more sad than I already felt. I'm not saying this to make you feel guilty or make you feel bad. I'm just saying that's where things started to devolve. Like like I said, if we were in the better places, then we could have figured this confusion out about what the topic was. But we weren't there.
No. The end.
Abandoned.
That's what would have happened. I agree with you. So this is the episode you get, which I don't know how close it is to that one episode where you didn't feel like doing the episode.
Nah, I feel better.
Right.
Than when we started.
Okay, this is what we're putting out there. This is what people get. If you want something else, like what's going on with Stranger Things, go listen to Radio Maze. Radio Maze can give you that. Or if you want to listen to here's what's going on with the news headline, isn't that dumb? That's weird. Yeah, crazy. And then you've got PP Pad. You can listen to that. Yeah. And if
you really are good at making up mean names for people.
And if you want to listen to a show about stock cars, which are not anything like stock cars anymore, which the NASCAR, which stock car races, they're not stock cars. You can't buy this car stock. You can't go to the dealership and buy this car. You can listen to 5 Bullets to Go Until I'm Dead. Put one in my head. So there are other offerings out there for you. That's all I'm saying. You don't appreciate this.
It's weird that you're like aggressive now with the audience. Like if you don't like us, then you can go be an idiot somewhere else.
I'm just
asshole.
Just self-preservation. You put yourself out there vulnerably, and then you're like, someone's going to attack, so I'm just putting up the defensive now.
Yeah. I'm vulnerable. I'm gonna be vulnerable for you. How dare you?
But it's not just that I'm shitting on our friends' podcasts.
Yeah, I know. What an asshole. Not fun, Greg.
That is fun. It's my definition of fun.
Being shitty.
I haven't had this much fun in a long time. Okay.
All right.
That's all I've got. So,
Yeah.
if people are, I also put it out there too, because there is some fear that maybe the show has taken a turn and it's become too many episodes like this one. But
Just one other one, right? I guess this is our third, because there's the one where we didn't want to do it, and then there's the dicks, and then there's this one.
yeah. And again, it's our show and we, put out what and who we are. So I shouldn't apologize, but part of me does. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry this is happening again.
Yeah.
And so when
Go
I attack the audience, I'm really just attacking myself as a member of the audience listening in and saying, shut up. Okay, that's all.
Okay. I'm not going to do all the things.
No, you don't want to promote the hot sauce? Your good friend from Chattanooga. Choo choo.
They do have that train. They have like a lit up neon thing in the sky. And I think it might say choo choo underneath it.
Oh, it does. It's the Chattanooga choo choo.
The Chattanooga choo choo.
All right. So.
All right. Thank you for listening to all our topics that really were just about us. And, next week we'll have a topic and we'll have a more structured show. We'll do it.
Don't make promises.
Okay, I won't. We'll see. See how it goes. Bye.
Hey, Greg.
Hey, Autumn.
Do you like hot sauce?
I do like hot sauce, but I'm getting pretty bored of my regular Texas Pete or Tabasco. I'm looking for a local sauce without any additives or extracts. A company that uses local peppers so it's as fresh as possible, and a company that really cares about the integrity of the sauce and where their ingredients come from.
Definitely.
And hey, while we're at it, I don't want a sauce with too many ingredients. A lot of other sauces out there, they have all kinds of fillers. So I'd love to find a sauce with, I don't know, let's say no more than 5 ingredients. I mean, it's crazy, but there's gotta be a company out there that hand processes their sauce. Bottling and labeling every bottle themselves. I'm probably asking a lot.
Well, you really are, but there is a hot sauce out there who only uses 5 ingredients.
What?
0 fillers, additives, or extracts, and who bottles, labels, and packages everything themselves. It's called Hoff Sauce.
What?
They're a small batch hot sauce company out of Chattanooga, Tennessee that's won Best Louisiana-style sauce in the country. How many times? Not once, not twice, 3 times.
3 times!
How does that sound, Greg?
I think that sounds amazing.
You know how you can get your own bottle of hot sauce?
No, tell me please now.
Hoffandpepper.com. And not only am I giving you the gift of the best hot sauce that you'll ever taste, I'm going to give you 15% off if you use the code ONETOPIC15.
Hold on, that's
Yes, get a pen and paper.
1 topic 15.
Good. That's ONETOPIC 15, all squished together at checkout. You'll get 15% off your order and your life will be better.
Thank you.
You're welcome.